choice. Hey there! So, if you want to get a myth, get it. So, take our ultimate aesthetic quiz. Want to know how to find your aesthetic? Take this What is my aesthetic quiz to find out. Here we go. 1. What aesthetic are you anyway? So it must be yellow. What's your favorite music? Pop. Well, did you dye your hair? I don't think I need to. Pick a hobby. We're gonna watch old episodes on TV shows. Still asking yourself, what is your aesthetic? Next question. Which of these things would you rather have in your bedroom? It must be a bunk bed. I like these. What did you dinner for last night? Fish. What would you rather go on a holiday? But it's America. Pick one, huh? Well, we read books. Well, what of these would you rather has in a nickname? Windows 95. You would say? Right away. You're like writing in caps with the letters all spaced out like THIS. You also like pastel colors, anything sci-fi and slow, dreamy music. Nice. So, it's time for reaction time for Katya spelling and the rest of her friends. It is I, Katya Spelling, and these are my friends. Here we go with Marzipan as Beaker from the Muppets. The Good Feathers. You mean the devil, the vampire bat, and a Frankenstein. And Wheeze, what are you doing there?
Ruh-roh.
The name's Scooby-Doo because why do you dress him as a new Pokemon? The new Pokemon's coming out next year? Yep, and so do you. Scooby, would you bring Scooby snacks to you?
Okay.
I'm thinking I never heard this one. Scooby-Doo, we are gonna bring back this time. Thanks, because today is gonna be the witches battle between the 1990 and 2020. So, let's do this.
Not in for a treat.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're pitting the 2020 version of The Witches against its 1990 predecessor.
That's really good.
Why are we mousing?
Is this HBO Max?
Uh-huh.
Hey! Am I gone, Bertie?
Gratification
For this installment of Versus, we're comparing
nice.
Robert Zemeckis' adaptation of Roald Dahl's children's
Gone
book
Batty.
to the cult classic film produced by Jim Henson. In case you haven't seen either film, keep in mind that there will be spoilers. Which version did you find the most bewitching?
what
Let us
doing?
know in the comments.
Still got the costume.
Round 1. Casting. Casting director Victoria Burrows mostly nailed it with the 2020 film. Anne Hathaway strikes just the right balance
Still
of
got
elegant,
the
silly, and
chance
deliciously
between the
evil as the Grand
1990
High
and
Witch.
2020. Hey, it's only 30 years.
But
Wow,
what is
that was a very impressive.
my
Oh, like I did this one.
yeah
Oh, Witchers.
Octavia Spencer puts a sassy spin on the grandmother while still remaining true to the character's clever, caring, and confident nature.
I know a little something about numbers. 7 and 6 together means
Witchers.
2 6s mean abundance.
Huh, you mean the witches. I'll get you
Relative
my
newcomers
pretty
Vizier
and a
Bruno
little
Cody
dog
Easton
too.
are both
Wrong.
served as the boys turn
It's
nice.
the
Stanley
witches.
Tucci
You
is
know the
well cast
book.
as the uptight Mr.
Actually.
Stringer, although we could have used more of him. Also, we love his
No!
dog, but when we
Boo!
hear him voice a mouse, it's hard not to think
Am
of
I
the guinea pig
ghost
from Dr.
now?
Dolittle. The 1990 Witches couldn't have been more perfectly cast by Celestia Fox. Angelica Houston was born to
so
play the Grand
ugly,
High Witch,
actually.
giving her what may be the thickest German accent in cinematic history.
Course, you give money for the little children, and we of
Ooh,
course
that's really nice.
we also give money for the little.
Still got the nice ones too.
As much as we love to hate this villain, we love watching Houston even more. Mai Zetherling may not be a household name, but she
Well,
plays the
along with the
quintessential wise
baddies,
grandmother in
right?
what might be her most famous
Yep.
performance.
I traveled
I
around
put
in
a
search for the
spell
Grand High
on
Witch. I
you.
never found her.
Actually,
I don't really believe that anyone has ever found her.
While their careers were brief, former child actors Jason Fisher and Charlie Potter fit the bill as Luke and Bruno, respectively. Plus, how can you go wrong with Rowan Atkinson as the prickly hotel manager?
Rats? There are no rats in this
Still
hotel.
got the British. Did
Running
you?
along the corridor into the kitchens.
Seriously?
You only arrived in the hotel.
Scooby-Doo.
While both films have spellbinding casts, it's Houston's performance as
y'all,
the Grand High Witch that
and
gives
no
the 1990
puppy,
film an
new
edge.
Pokemon,
Like Gene
what
Wilder as Willy
doing?
Wonka, Houston lives this
Uh-oh.
part so well that it's hard for even an actress of Hathaway's caliber to top her. Round 1 goes to the original. Winner, The Witches, 1990. 2020 0, 91. Round 2, The Witches. In the book, Dahl described the
what's
witches as bald,
1990?
claws instead of hands, and
It's the number.
2020 film stays true to Dahl's vision. A notable addition is that the witches have what look like scars across their mouths, calling the Joker to mind.
Wait, what? What's
Costume
a
designers
Joker?
and hairstylists do an impeccable
I-
job of
I
giving
didn't
each
even
witch
say
a
it,
glamorous
but-
exterior.
Who cares?
Prepare for removal. Underneath the fancy wigs and clothes,
Pretty good
however,
at
the makeup
disguise.
department turns in some wicked work.
This is gonna be the wicked work than I thought. Stop!
As great as the practical effects on the witches are, the CGI...
Monster!
Whenever Hathaway's mouth is stretched out with sharp teeth, we keep expecting the deadlights to emerge. We're still shocked that the original Witches didn't
Oh,
score an Oscar
dear.
nomination
Still
for its
got a
phenomenal
disguise,
makeup
did
effects.
you?
Being made at a time when CGI wasn't commonplace, the filmmakers had to think outside of the box. When Houston and her fellow witches are disguised as humans, those purple eyes were enough to
Come
send a shiver
on,
down
you
anyone's
still get
spine.
creativity.
Something to you here.
Got the surprise. Got the surprise.
The makeup crew also delivered with prosthetic wizardry that still blows us away 30 years later. Their greatest feat was the makeup on Houston, which reportedly took over 6 hours to put
So
on.
got itches! Boo!
Seeing as she ended up looking like a hunchbacked vulture, she couldn't have been more uncomfortable. However, this
The
never
dark
comes through in
crystal?
her dedicated performance.
My greatest triumph.
Very creative. Oh.
Genius.
Though the witches in both
Bertie.
versions are great and
But
repulsive
not
to look
Bertie,
at,
it's
the ones in
ugly.
the original film showcase some of
Look
the
at
finest
it.
practical
Look
effects
at
in
it.
Jim Henson's filmography.
Bitch. Who dares to say I'm wrong?
That's a marvelous idea. Laser beam, huh?
That's
Still got the
another point
lasers.
for the 1990 film. Winner, The Witches, 1990. 2020 0, 1992. Round 3.
What?
CGI in the 2020 film can at times feel unnecessary. Couldn't they have gotten a real snake, chicken, and cat?
Oh
When it
boy,
comes
you
to the
turn
talking
into
mice,
animals,
however, we
right?
understand why the filmmakers took the CGI route.
Not afraid of that.
Come on, you still got on red on a bite.
Don't get us wrong, the mice don't look realistic per se, which might turn some viewers off. That being said, our main trio of mice all have distinctive designs that help to bring out their personalities.
What happened to us? Why are we mouses? Mice. Whatever. This conventional.
Hey, you still got a mice on my mod, huh?
My chocolate. Right.
We know they're not really there, but the modern technology does allow the mice to be more expressive and energized than they would have been 30 years ago. While the 1990 film occasionally used real mice, the filmmakers largely relied on animatronics and puppets.
Come
Three
on,
different
you
sizes of
still
mice were
got
made,
red.
and it's
That's
hard not to admire the craftsmanship that went into
so
them.
real.
I don't believe it. I can talk.
That said, the mice effects can admittedly be hit and miss. While the bigger models are full of life, the smaller ones sort of look like cat toys, especially when shot at a distance.
Just because you're that doesn't mean that I'm good. No.
The puppeteers deserve props given the limitations of the time, but this is the
Marzipan.
one area where the film starts to
Those
show
mice
its age.
look like puppets.
Not before I call the police. Jump out of the old Rooney. Just gone.
That's the skies.
Still, there is a
What
certain old-school charm to
That's
these
that
effects.
mouse
The
thing.
techniques used to create the mice in both films have their advantages and drawbacks.
Hey,
We're tempted
no,
at this point to the
fucking
1990
thank
film
you.
for all the innovative thinking that went into the mice. Not to mention, we're starting to get sick of seeing so many CGI rodent movies.
I believe this happened to you.
Believe me, things could be a lot worse.
Still got the
Since the
most.
mice in the reimagining have more detail and less restrictions, the 2020 film will win this round by a whisker. Winner, The Witches 2020. 2021, 1992. Round 4, faithfulness to the source material. In Dahl's book, the boy protagonist is English and his grandmother is Norwegian. The 2020 adaptation offers
Still
more
got the
diversity,
language,
with both
did you?
characters being played by African Americans. Although the villains want to eradicate
what
every
a
child,
switchy
it feels like the writers use the
Thank you,
interactions
Jeffy.
between characters of color and
I
witches
really
to
love the
create a
Wicked
new
Witch.
allegory about how
I mean the
black people are
witch.
treated in society.
You know the books, did you?
It's not every day that a young gentleman such as yourself is fortunate to come and stay in such a fine hotel as this now, isn't it?
This adaptation also introduces a new character in
Oh.
Daisy, voiced by Kristen Chenoweth, as an orphan girl who was turned into a mouse.
I'll fetch him.
Still got the tiny mice.
Despite all these changes, this film keeps Dahl's
Still got the
original
voices
ending.
in here.
The main character remains a mouse and is okay with it, even if his lifespan has been reduced.
Be a very old mouse, and you will be a very old grandmother. And we'll both die together.
The 1990 film also added a new character in Miss Irvine, the Grand High Witch's not-so-evil assistant, who turns Luke, and presumably Bruno, back into humans at the end of the film.
Oh.
This is the movie's most significant change from Dahl's book, and one that the author was not pleased with.
You still leave or you'll leave.
As a matter of fact, Dahl found it, quote, utterly appalling, and requested that his name be removed from the credits. While a more faithful ending was shot, director Nicholas Roeg ultimately went with the one scene in the finished film.
It doesn't
Ruh-roh.
and what you are is
Uh-oh, he's right.
loves you.
Given how dark the rest
Still
of the
got the
movie is,
inventions,
the
yeah.
happy ending honestly isn't unwelcome, even if Dahl didn't approve. It's hard to say what Dahl would have thought of
Hey!
the 2020 film.
You
especially
said
since
he
he
had
was
a bad
notorious for
burn on
hating
that
adaptations
wing.
of his work.
Did you?
He even hated Willy Wonka.
Squawk!
Possible, my dear lady. That's absurd. Unthinkable.
Since the newer version sticks with Dahl's original ending, we have to give it the point. Winner, The Witches 2020. 2020 to 1992. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on
Go
notifications.
turn on.
Round 5, the creep factor. Robert Zemeckis knows how to balance whimsy with darkness. As seen in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, death becomes her and the Polar Express.
You are just like me.
There's a puppet.
A Scrooge!
While The Witches has plenty of whimsy with its colorful set pieces, it comes up
You
short
know
in the
the
darkness
Christmas
department.
Carol.
Though there are intense moments
No,
and sinister
it's
designs
not
that
even
will creep out younger viewers,
Christmas.
Zemeckis
It's
mostly plays it safe.
Halloween. Squawk.
That's some serious gratification.
A key example is when characters are turned into mice and rats. It looks like they're passing magical gas, which sums up the more lighthearted tone.
Man. You bursting out, did you?
With Guillermo del Toro and Alfonso Cuarón serving as producers,
Ooh, pretty
we expected
aggressive.
something more consistently
Better hurry
grim.
up this time, because you'll leave it so soon.
In addition to having the visionary master behind The Dark Crystal and
The
Labyrinth
Vulture
as
guy.
a producer, the 1990 film was directed by Nicholas Roeg. Despite being rated PG, The Witches was every bit as twisted and gritty as Rogue's Don't Look Now.
Don't
Nowhere
Look
is this
Now?
more apparent than in the transformation
What?
scenes, which draw comparison to An American
serious?
Werewolf in London. Rogue's film was not afraid to frighten children, and to this day it still gives us nightmares.
Monsters.
Yep, that's Super Monsters. Good indeed. Super Monsters.
Believe it or not, Rogue made the film less scary after certain moments frightened
Everybody
his
knows
son.
about a super
The intent
monster.
was to scare kids
Well, I
into
didn't
not accepting
say
candy
super
from strangers.
monster, huh?
This movie succeeded.
Okay.
Put one dose of my formula on the bar of chocolate. I gave it to a repulsive, smelly boy who was in the lobby.
It's funny.
Still
Although the
itchy,
2020 film
but
maintains
literally.
Doll's dark original ending, it's more
Literally
family-friendly overall. The 1990 film has a more conventional happy ending,
Wait
but
a
it's
minute,
infinitely
this
darker
is
throughout.
a
While
lot
the 1990
too,
film
did
wasn't
you?
a financial success upon release, its creepy atmosphere has made it
Still
a
got
cult
the ghost.
classic.
Still
The
got the
remake
ghost in
lacks
history.
the same creep factor,
Ooh.
and therefore does not stand out as much.
Better is no good either. I demand maximum results.
For that reason, we're giving this
Free
round
bird, man.
and the overall win to the 1990 film. Winner, The Witches 1990. 2022, 1993. Do you agree with our...
Well, that's about a good spell. Well, that's all for today, but the next time shall be Vita from Super Monsters. Again!
Cartoons. Get Wolf by 5.